The assassination appears to have been a well-planned attack. The victim left his Cambridge store and was on his way home to Nahant. As he made a sharp right-hand turn in Somerville, a man dressed in a jogging suit stepped into the street. He had a .357 Magnum in one hand and a 9mm semi-automatic pistol in the other. The assassin apparently emptied the automatic at close range, killing the honorary Turkish consul.
I remember better what happened after the funeral ceremony. There was a meeting in MIT in Ashton House with not only students but the community, the Turkish community there. It seems like everybody was both shocked, sad, but also there was this confusion as well. That somehow stuck with me, that people's confusion about what to do.
Ben anlamadım. Şu neydi özellikle? Yoğurt.
Krem peyniri.
Well, of course, my main concern is for, as I said, the people in Turkey to move to a morally better position. And for them to be able to do that, this becomes a big hurdle to pass that point. Eventually they may come back to it, but if that's the first thing that they have to face, it becomes a big roadblock. After the education system, one of the successes of the Turkish education system is you end up being nationalist at some level. Once you identify yourself as a nation and then be part of it, and then having any blemish on it is how shall I say? It's a cognitive dissonance. So you have to somehow resolve it. Also, there were Armenian people living in Zara and Sivas, who some of them then moved to Istanbul, then eventually to France or US, and we were very close with them. And one thing that people were very proud of, if anybody who had years ago migrated to France or US, for example, would come back to Zara, it would become a big celebration, because their old family connections would come up again, and so they would. It was really a big. People were very happy to see them back. The other people who moved usually had their family connections, so they would come back in the summers, etc. The Turkish or Kurdish guys. But the Armenians, once they moved, some of them tended to stay away for many years, and then they could come back. And I remember also one thing, they had a neighbor who was from another county in Sivas, a very old gentleman, and I felt really sorry for him because he was too old to go back, and he was missing so much. He was requesting a picture, a postcard that showed Gülen. I think it was Gülen that he was from, Gülen county of Sivas. That was really very sad for me, that probably when he was young enough or able enough to go back, maybe things were too sensitive, he didn't want to go back. Now, there was no, but he was too old to go back, and there was this yearning for this, your homeland, where you grew up, all your memories are. one thing that's interesting to me is I can understand sort of a ideological or emotional or reasoning of people who were forced out of Balkans. Or maybe some people who were in the very east who had already dealings with the Russians, etc., conflicts. But in the central part of Turkey where none of these things happened, what motivated these people to participate in this is that's probably more scary than the others. Maybe some people saw it as an opportunity to get rich. I don't think there is much to be gained from going back to original sources and making it into an extensive academic discussion. I mean, not for individual. I'm sure as an academic study, it has to be done or whatever. But it's not a political issue. It's a moral issue in terms of, as a religious person, there is a payback for every mistakes made, and yes, people. Sins and mistakes are individual, but in a sense there is something's inherited in the sense of a responsibility because whether you like it or not, you get the benefit or harm of it. So you have to face these things and at least acknowledge and establish the correct moral ground for yourself. And if it doesn't happen, it just festers and becomes more of a problem.